chicken pot pie. This is Fun of the Clown Podcast. I'm your host, Dennis Wirth. July 4th, man. Firecracker Day, man. Here I am. All right. 2022. It's episode 156. And if you didn't catch the phrase, the chicken pot pie that I started with, it's a hint on who we're going to be discussing in this episode here, because we're exploring the history of comedy together. And that was my favorite thing that I remember from this comedian, Mr. David Cross. Okay, and as always, today's episode is brought to you by G Vegas Buffalo Sauce. Put the whammy jam in your mouth. Go to www.gvegas.webs.com. Go green, go fresh. Get a ship right to your door, man, and bust into some of this at game time. Who's your favorite team? I don't know, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, hockey. I don't care if you like freaking lacrosse, man. Some good buffalo sauce, man, goes good with everything while you're watching sports. David Cross, man. I don't know this guy. Interesting dude. All right, I'll say that. Interesting dude. I say, some of these comedians I know a lot about. Some I know a little bit about. Some I know nothing about. But we're exploring it together. We're learning together. And this guy here, I mean, I did know him. I didn't know him in depth. And well, let's explore it together, and we'll see what you think. I found him interesting, I guess would be my word, but let's see. Best known for his HBO sketch comedy series Mr. Show, ran 95 to 99. The Fox and Netflix series Arrested Development, 2003 to 2006, then again 2013 to 2019. So I guess they must have redid that show, I guess, after it was off the air for a little bit. The increasingly poor decision of Todd Margaret, 2010-2016. Freak Show in 2006. Modern Family 2011-12. The Alvin and Chipmunks cartoon series films from 2007 to 11. Did some voice work for Oliver Beebe in 2003 to 2004. Kung Fu Panda franchise. Let's see, and the Megamind in 2010, and Next Gen in 2018, which we've talked about voice work before, man, and it's like, once you did it, it's getting your foot in the door, but then you become a specialist at something, okay? It's like, once you've done something, any field, once you've done it long enough, you become a specialist. So if you learn how to do voice work, okay, and it's like they're looking for somebody to do voice, they don't want to train somebody all over again. They want somebody who's already done voice work. Will get you different voice, get you different characters. So that's why, once you've done stuff like that, you become a specialist. You get 3, 4, 5 shots at it, okay, because you go right in and you know what's going on right off the bat. Let's see. 1993, won a Primetime Emmy Award for his work on the Ben Stiller Show. And yeah, man, a lot of Jimmy Kimmel came off that show too, man. A little show like the Ben Stiller Show, kicking out some major comedians here. But let's see. Mr. Show for 3 Primetime Emmys. Nominated for a Satellite Award for Best Supporting Actor in a TV Series for Arrested Development. So, guys getting recognized here, let's say that. Nominated for a Screen Actors Guild Award. Nominated for several Grammys. The nice thing is, okay, he's a big enough comic to get nominated, but I mean, he really didn't win a whole lot of the bigger awards. But it's nice just to have your name in the bunch. You know what I'm saying? That keeps you alive in this business. But it's always have that one trophy just to set on your shelf. Just say you got one, But I mean, you keep trying, man. That's what you do. Keep on trying. I know I did local TV, man, and I won a Monument Award. They had a couple other awards I would have liked to have won, but it's kind of you can't give them to everybody as much as you'd like to, type of deal. Let's see. Attended high school for the performing arts. Voted most humorous by his classmates, which a lot of comedians get their start as the class clown right there. At age 17, now that's a young age, man. At 17, man, I don't know what the hell I want to do in life, but he relocated to New York to pursue comedy with no plan whatsoever. I mean, can you imagine at 17? Yeah, I'm going to New York. I got no plan. I'm just going to be a comedian. Boom, you show up in the city. What do I do next? And yes, he drifted for a while, did odd jobs. Then enrolled in Emerson College right here where I'm from in Beantown, baby, Boston. Dropped out after one semester, so I guess that didn't work out so good. But while he was there, he did join the sketch comedy group. This is pathetic. So, well, his college career didn't really take off. He joined a sketch comedy group and met some friends there, which did lead him places outside of college. So you never know. You go to college, learn one thing, you end up finding friends in comedy and doing comedy the rest of your life. So you never know what college is going to bring you. Met John Ennis, and they took a road trip to L.A. to pursue acting together, and that didn't help because they didn't get much acting gigs out there. I've heard of a lot of people, man, go to L.A. and it's like, you may be at the top of your game in the state you're in, but it's like going to LA, that's like the best of the best, man. You get kicked around. Well, I mean, every comedy scene you get kicked around, but when you go to LA, man, you can find out what a real ass kicking's like, Around here, you got people stabbing you, friends will stab you in the back or something. And, it's like out there, you're like sleeping on a sidewalk, wondering when you're going to get your next meal kind of thing, half the country from your home type of thing. Okay, so while locally you can get kicked around, it's a whole new level out there in LA getting kicked around. Yeah, you don't know you've been kicked around until you to wake up on a fucking street corner with a drug addict transvestite laying on top of you or something like that. I mean, But that's what the legends go through, man. They go through hell before they get all the big mansions and a nice car. You say, oh, would it be cool to do that? Well, you're willing to pay the price. You're willing to go through the hell they did. Well, that's what you got to be willing to do. Went back to Boston after they didn't get no acting gigs out there in LA, but he did start performing regularly in comedy shows, which it's not easy to make the regular circuit. It's really not to be a remembered comic to get in all the gigs and stuff. 1990s, he was part of the new club scene that started to appear in the Catch a Rising Star chain of comedy clubs. Louis K was among that new scene where it's kind of like the up and coming comics are starting to make a name for themselves. Well, the older comics are still around, but part of the next generation, at least part of the next generation of comedy and comedians in the Catch a Rising Star chain. 1997, while performing at the Alternative Comedy Club in L.A. So apparently this guy was bouncing back and forth, Boston, L.A., but radio host heard him and hired him to be a writer, and he started writing some skits for the radio gig, and I guess appearing some stuff there, and that got his foot in the door. Once he did that, he got hired as a writer on the Ben Stiller show, as we mentioned. But the Ben Stiller show, well, it was never hugely popular. I mean, it did have a point where people knew what it was, which you can say in television. A lot of shows we didn't know what it was, but he didn't get to be a writer when it was popular. It was like when the show was on its decline, that's when they hired him to go in there. So it was like, hey, can you save our drowning ship type of thing right here? And he went in there, couldn't save the drowning ship, but again, your foot's in the door, and that's half the trick in this business: getting your foot in the door. Because once your foot's in the door, somebody's going to remember you. Before your foot's in the door, nobody knows who the hell you are. Okay, so and it was that one guy. I remember him. Where if you're not in the door, they're not going to remember you for nothing. Let's see. Comedy started to take off once his foot was in the door in 1999. He got his HBO 1 hour special, The Pride is Black. 2003 tour film, Let America Laugh. Released 5 comedy albums, which I guess, yeah, you don't see a lot of comics releasing comedy albums. Where back in the 80s, man, it was like that's the first thing you did, release a comedy album. I mean, nowadays, because of the free downloading, nobody wants to do it. You can't make money on them anymore. So they put out a comedy special, which also is free, but that'll lead to ticket sales. And, you want your big Netflix special or whatever. But hey, he released 5 comedy albums in the 2000s, nominated for Best Album for a Grammy Award 2 times. So apparently They still got the award in the Grammys, even though most comedians ain't putting out comedy albums anymore. But they're advertisement pieces. I mean, I put out a comedy album, which it's more of an advertisement piece to get people to come see you. You give them away for free. It used to be able to make $10 an album, not anymore. You give them away for free, but people start laughing, they come and see you. Let's see. It was featured on Comedy Central. Shorties watching Shorties. So I mean, right here, HBO Comedy Central. You can see it's all starting to happen for this guy, man. After the Ben Stiller show break, okay, man. You wait for that one big break, and you just hope it snowballs. That's what happens. Let's see. He was in Men in Black 1 and 2. I do remember in that series. TV's Just Shoot Me. That was I let it off, man. I mean, all the stuff this guy's done. I remember the show Just Shoot Me, but I couldn't remember any of the episodes if I had to. That was the one episode I do remember was the character he played just cracked the hell up out of me, man. Where he played a guy who was pretending to be mentally impaired because he didn't want to go to work or something, and he was trying to pick up a girl, and he got honest with her. Then she was trying to convince everybody else, and it was just that he didn't want him to convince, and just the whole twist. But I mean, the way he carried it off, I mean, he really pulled it off. Where I remember a few weeks after that at work, a buddy of mine, he had seen it, and even years later, we were walking around shooting, chicken pot pie was like the answer to everything we said. And those are the days, when the Eddie Murphy album came out, me and my friends were constantly throwing quotes, So if I ever had a comedy album where kids were walking around and throwing quotes, that'd be something. And I actually did the premiere of my movie, man. I wasn't sure I was going to go, and we're sitting there, we're watching it in the movies, and I don't want to ruin the movie. The world needs a new superhero if you haven't seen it, but Vimeo on demand. But there was one point in the movie where it's like all of a sudden half the theater just went, oh. Then one girl yells out, "He heard you!" And I was like, I got him talking to the screen. I was like a pretty good, gave me a charge, I was like, geez, I pulled off. I got people actually talking to the screen in a movie theater. So that's the ones you hope to remember. Let's see. The Drew Carey Show, News Radio, Strangers with Candy, Tim and Eric, awesome show, great job. What the hell is this one? The Aqua Teen Hunger Force, it can be a kid show. The Colbert Report, which we all know. Wonder Chosen. Did some video game work too there. Did some voice work in Halo 2 video game and Grand Theft Auto, which that's become a big thing for actors and comedians. It used to be, it's another venue, big money venue you can go to, video games, where it used to be just, TV or movies. Now it's TV, movies, or video games. So it's like another avenue that a lot of people are exploring to get your voice work into a video game. I got some voice work coming, baby. It's like after the podcast is over and I felt I've accomplished all I can with the podcast, my next project's going to be a big voice work thing. And I promise I'll announce it on the podcast so you guys can follow me if you want to. But not that I'm close to ending the podcast. I still got quite a bit to accomplish here. But hopefully we get to that sooner or later because I ain't getting any younger. None of us are. Let's see. Pair of music videos for the Beastie Boys concert film. Let's see. Released a book, I Drink for a Reason. And hey, don't we all? Child support. Yeah. 22 years of child support. You'll drink a few, trust me. But dealing with your ex, yeah, you'll drink a few, trust me. But hey, whatever gets you by, babe. Moderation. Anything in moderation. We all had our influences in comedy. He says influences are Bill Hicks, Andy Kaufman, Monty Python, Stephen Wright, Richard Pryor, and Lenny Bruce. A lot of lawbreakers there. And yeah, Monty Python, man, they seem to pop up in a lot of people, I guess, as a kid were fans of Monty Python. And I guess I missed out on the whole thing. I mean, well, I do know Monty. I didn't see him at the time. I saw him after the time was over. So I guess I missed the genius of the whole thing. But let's see. Probably, I guess he's very well known for being controversial, which, I mean, you can say controversy sells in comedy, but I mean, this guy, when you got more controversy than you do regular stuff going on, I mean, yeah, could have some issues. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the guy personally, and maybe he's just opinionated, because I'll tell you, they just came out with the Roe versus Wade thing where they overturned legalizing abortion, and I gave my opinion on that, and man, holy shit, did I get attacked something fierce. But it's not always, you just give your opinion thinking it's no big deal, and people go batshit crazy on you. So maybe he's just a guy with an opinion. And in today's day and age, you're not allowed to have opinion. You're supposed to think the way everybody wants. The government wants you to think the way everybody else wants you to think. And I can't people, man. It's like, if you don't think the way I want you to, I'll stop talking to you. It's like, in my day, hey, we're fucking adults. Okay, you got your opinion, I got mine. We're still friends. But world's changing, man. I don't know if it's for the better or not, but the world's changing, and maybe I'm out of my time. My father was out of his time. Well, he was out of his fucking mind, but out of his time, out of his mind, the whole fucking thing. Okay. Let's see. David Cross, 2005, he got sued by a Nashville nightclub over for taping without his permission. I guess he went in there and taped some stuff and put it on, I don't know, a show or a DVD or something like that. But they didn't portray the way the club owner wanted it to, and because he didn't ask permission, he got sued. 2012 Playboy magazine interview, he revealed that he did a small amount of cocaine while at a White House Correspondents' Dinner, and he said he only did like a really small amount, and the only reason he did it, he said, is because some people got to do coke to get themselves charged up for a comedy show, and it wasn't like that. He said he just wanted to be able to say he did cocaine in the same room as the president of the United States, which I guess, hey, if you got goals, I guess you gotta go for them in life. I don't know. Let's see. Apologize to comic Charlene Yee for insensitive comments. Apparently they made years ago that she called him out on, but I guess he went on Twitter and publicly apologized to her. Church protested him hard over a tweet of him wearing religious undergarments, and he was trying to do it to promote a show in Utah, which, if you know Utah, the state, that's a very religious bound state where a lot of, much more religious stuff going on there than a lot of other states. So, yeah, they really they took it the wrong way, and they called it deeply offensive. And who would have thought in a day that social media, anything you post on social media can and will be held against you. It's just kind of used to be like a fun thing we do. Now it's like everybody's taking it like, what's the next tweet? What's the next, what's the next thing we can get pissed off about? It's becoming, even what was it? Donald Trump. Yeah, they ended up taking his Twitter account away because the stuff he was tweeting. It was like people were getting that into just a tweet. It's like, what's the next tweet this guy's gonna say? Let's see. Rolling Stone magazine. In a Rolling Stone magazine article, Cross accused Larry the Cable Guy of being of doing anti-gay and racist humor. And I mean, he went on to like bash him in his stand-up acts, and a lot of the TV shows he did. He'd like attack Larry the Cable Guy. He had one where I know Larry the Cable Guy, his real name is Dan Whitney, and I guess he did this little skit of a cartoon called Danny the Plumber Guy or something, like making fun of Larry like a backwards way. But yeah, I guess this guy gets offended by quite a bit. He admitted that he took the role in the Chipmunks for the money only. He said, yeah, bought me a cottage house. And he said, I think he was complaining about something. He had to dress up as a shark or something, and they wanted him to go on a Carnival cruise line. And he's like, well, nobody's going to know it's me anyway because I'm dressed as a shark, so it's kind of pointless. And I guess he talked about it publicly, and because he talked about it publicly, he lost out on a $150,000 bonus that he would have got for a bonus. Okay, so if his bonus is $150,000, how much money is this guy, making to do it? He's like, hey, he's got bills to pay, and being in a major movie like the Chipmunks movie, well, that pays the bills right there. And remember, I had Eddie Deason on from Greece, and he said, I was like, in Greece too, wasn't as popular as Greece one. He's like, well, I work for a living. I'm not like John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John who've got the big bucks. Like, I'm a working actor. Somebody offers me work, I got to take it, whether, I think it's a great idea or not. So he did say he don't regret doing the Chipmunk movie because it was for kids, and, anything for kids. I mean, Yeah, well, most comedians, geez, what Jerry Seinfeld with the B movie, Tim Allen with the voice of Buzz Lightyear. I mean, yeah, it's huge, huge, huge money in cartoon work. I'd love to do a cartoon. Let's see. Critical of a lot of pop singers, most notably Creed. I guess he really came down on the guy lead singer of Creed. And the Inside the Actors TV show host James Lipton, I guess, accused him of being insensitive, and I guess maybe he's part of that world who's just offended by everything. Because I mean, he seems to have. I mean, you got a problem with one or two guys, yeah, okay. If you got a problem with like 10 or 12 guys, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you ought to look into yourself, and maybe not toward everybody else. I don't know. Or it could be other way. He was just an opinionated guy, which I'm an opinionated guy too, so I'm down with Cross. I understand, man, where you just give your opinion, you don't think it's a big deal, and other people turn it into a big fucking deal. Let's see, but he is friends with the Beastie Boys. He's done a lot of work with them, and as we said earlier, appeared in a bunch of his videos. So I mean, the thing I can say about him, where he was never in these huge roles, but it's like the little roles that he did do, you remembered him. Okay, he was a rememberable comic, and I'd rather be a rememberable comic doing little things than a big time comic that was like a flash in the night and then everybody forget about you. So hey, why not? Hey, are you rememberable? Because you're telling jokes. Everybody could be. And hopefully I'm going to get some guests. I'm going to make a phone call this week. And I got a comic. Man, I'm crossing my fingers I get this guy because he's one of the, well, I got to give it away. If I can, I can't get him. I don't want to give it away, but he's a big name in comedy, man. And if I could get him on, it would like open the door for like other people who worked with him to get them on. So this could be a big thing for the podcast and then this guy. I'm gonna give it a call this week and hopefully I can set something up. He was gonna come on before, and due to illness, he couldn't be on. So, and I think he's still got the illness, but who knows? Hopefully we get him on and get some podcast magic going on for you guys. You enjoying it? Because I'm enjoying it. This is Funny Like Clown podcast. We're exploring the history of comedy together, whether talking about a comedian, we're interviewing a comedian, or we're just making fun, joking around about a comedian. It's all comedy, babe. Tell somebody a joke tomorrow, make them laugh, because it's a cool thing to do. Till next time, I'll be laughing. How about you?